Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. My name is Multi-Wummy, and I'd like to share my beautiful thoughts with you. I hope you enjoy just like I enjoy them. So today we're going to be learning about the native peoples of the Americas. Normal introduction. Indigenous civilization of the Americas demonstrated alternative routes to development. They prioritize community, spirituality, and environmental stewardship. This was totally different from what was obtainable in other regions like the Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Indus Valley, where they practice social stratification and mass enslavement. But before I go further for copyright issues, I'd like to state that this presentation is going to be based on chapter one, which was titled Follow the Pun of a book written by Roxanne Dunbar Curtis. The title of the book is An Indigenous Peoples History of the United States. The America is an ancient land known as the birthplace of agriculture. After that, we have the settlements, which is the towns and the cities. To highlight the significant impact of agriculture, plants were domesticated in 7 regions across the globe, 3 of which were in Americas, all combis. We have the Valley of Mexico and Central America, that's the Mesoamerica. We have the South Central Indies in South America. We have the Eastern and North America. So aside these 3 that I just mentioned now, the other 4 agricultural centers were the Tigris, Euphrates, and Nile River system, and some sub-Sahara Africa. We have the Yellow River of northern China and the Yangtze River of southern China. Here we're going to be comparing corn as an agricultural product with Asian grains like cereal, barley, and rice. Indigenous American agriculture was centered around corn cultivation. The corn production expanded to the temperate to the tropical regions of America, from the south to the north, and from the Pacific to the Atlantic Ocean. The indigenous peoples of America, they saw corn as their staple food and a source of livelihood. So the development stand as a distinct achievement to the original American agriculturalists. Unlike rice and barley, corn had unlimited storage capacity. So in addition to corn, Mesoamericans also cultivated squash, beans, and multiple variety and colors of potatoes. This slide, we're going to be talking about the sanitary conditions of the indigenous people before the European colonization and their demographics. The population of the Americas at the end of 15th century was approximately 100 million, with about 2/5 residing in North America, including Mexico. Central Mexico alone had a population of around 30 million, while the entire population of Europe was estimated to be around 50 million. Experts believe that this population density pre-colonial America was sustainable due to relatively disease-free environments created by the indigenous people. They were healthy, primarily on vegetarian diet, which was focused on corn. They supplemented for protein with fish, fowl, and other animals. They live hygienic lifestyle with some ritual bathing habits, which help them prevent diseases. This slide, we're going to be looking at the proof that we have of the influence of indigenous people in Mesoamerica on the people that we now call United States and Canada. So the history of United States is closely related to the civilization of Mesoamerica, particularly the Valley of Mexico and Central America. The influence of the Southern culture has profoundly impacted in indigenous people of northern territories, now called United States. So it is also important to acknowledge the migration pattern of Mexican people, which has been ongoing for thousands of years, now affected by the geopolitical borders established during the Mexico-US War. That's 1846 to. In addition to the cultural influence, we also have the trade network, which involves the exchange of goods such as shell from the Gulf of California, tropical birds feather from Gulf Coast of Mexico, We have these items that were traded to different regions, including Casa Grande in Arizona. Now we're going to be talking about the 5 achievements of the Mayan or Olmec civilization. First, we'll talk about the urban planning and city-states. As at 10th century, the Mayans, they built city-states. They also extended from tropical forests to alpine areas and coastal and interior plains in region as far as south as Belize and Honduras. Two, about their dating system, mathematics, and astronomy. The Mayans, they made significant achievements in mathematics and astronomy. As at 36 BCE, they already had the concept of zero and developed sophisticated dating system, allowing for the accurate astronomical observation. Their unique calendar system was so accurate, at that time to measure the passage of time into the future. They were so precise with the charts depicting the movement of moon and planets, allowing them to predict the events like eclipses. Points we're going to be talking about is the art and sculpture. The Mayans were skilled in this area, the area of arts, architecture, sculpture, and painting. They use gold and silver as a form of jewelry and sculptures, not even as currency. They invented, rubber balls, which is similar to what we now have or we play now as a soccer game. Number 4, agricultural innovations. The first major cultivator were the Mayans. This was originally based in northern Guatemala and Tabasco, Mexico. Mayan culture greatly influenced the religion with corn at the heart of their religion. Fifth, we're going to be talking about engineering and architecture. The Olmec civilization thrived in the Valley of Mexico. They built Grand City. The Toltec civilization ruled in the area for 4th century, starting from AD 750, incorporating aspects of Olmec culture and establishing cities with colossal buildings, sculptures, markets, libraries, and university, with Taller being the largest city. Now let's talk about the economic basis of the Aztecs and their society function in terms of technology, engineering, trade, and food production. The powerful Aztec states rely on hydraulic agriculture and focus on corn growing as their central crop. They also cultivated beans, pumpkin, tomatoes, cocoa, and other food crops to sustain the dense population. Additionally, they grew cotton for clothing and tobacco for various uses. Weaving and metalwork industry also thrived, producing practical commodity for works of arts. The Aztec states were skilled builders, constructing stone dams, canals, and castle-like structures. They had a complex trade network established by the Toltecs. Aztec merchants obtained turquoise from Pueblo and became highly valued in central Mexico, serving as both a form of money and a means of exchange. So the 65,000 turquoise artifacts were discovered in Chacoquin, New Mexico, highlighting the importance of turquoise as a major pre-colonial commodity. So guys, to conclude my section today, I'd like to state that the indigenous peoples of the North America, also called the Native Americans, were the continent's earliest inhabitants. They migrated to the region between 40,000 to 14,000 years ago and evolved into distinct nations with diverse culture that we have today. Their civilization was inclusive, classless, and community-oriented system of governance, which is still evident in our modern day democratic system of government. So despite their hardship, they were resilient in their fight for survival. So these self-governing nations extended from Alaska through Canada and into the lower United States. So I'm glad you enjoyed my presentation today. So thank you.